dispatch mag 12623 in the laundromat.
Yeah, we can either.
Copy that. So they're going to be wanting to get into the red in color vehicle. Is that a Lampadaddy? Lampadaddy? Daddy Doodah? I think it is.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. Is anybody that would like to take primary for this?
112.
All right, go for it. 112. Maisie, if you want to go secondary, please. Duncan, if you could back them up in tertiary. I'll take the hostage and then I'll go parallel for you guys.
Hey, King, what car are you in?
Sock 31, 1231. 34. Can you ride with fire to 119 Southwestern? A third party.
Do you have a turbo in that Scout, Duncan?
Let me see the fire.
A for. Yeah, you could take. Yeah, definitely take primary. Sure.
Okay. Is anyone else able to take the hostage?
You turn my radio on. Oh, it's working.
King, so 10-9, what my position in this is?
You are in tertiary.
I think.
Now been put in primary because the Taurus can keep up with this car. 112 will be secondary and yourself in tertiary. That's okay.
Sorry, this is 171. I am curious
God,
to know,
tell.
we were last to arrive on scene. What needs to still be done? Has the vehicle been flagged and that jazz?
145 is not
Oh,
flagged
God.
the vehicle yet, no. So that
Oh,
definitely
God.
still needs to be done.
Oh, God.
They're just looking for safe passage out. The guy in
Oh,
red
fuck.
should probably be our target whenever they start coming out. It looks like that person's the one that's been in the back the whole time.
Turning my radio off, and then we're gonna look. It's working. I said then. Okay, it is working. It's just a mumble thing. Okay, awesome. Fantastic. Best feature. Best feature. Yep. 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 We'll fix it, yep.
Mask.
A black mask has been holding the hostage. The guy in red has been in the back.
Okay,
Okay,
when I
right,
took
okay.
pictures of the one in black coming out, I must have just seen it different, that's all.
Oh, that's okay. They may have gone back there as well to...
Okay, so we'll target the guy in red then. I did just see him drop something on the floor. It looks like he's passing things between
Who
him
is
and the
it?
blue guy.
No idea.
Maybe them two both targets.
Gotcha.
Can you
Hello.
get demands from them?
Howdy.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Richard. I'm a new dispatcher.
No, they're asking for free.
Hi, Richard. I'm Jaden Sawyer.
Yeah, I've
Nice
heard a
to
lot
meet you.
about you. A lot of good things.
It's I do my best.
Yeah? Are you what shift are you? Shift 2 or shift 1?
Alright, I'm gonna start telling them.
I
Shift 0.
officially am shift 2, but I have to go around every shift because stuff.
Okay.
Because managerial type shit.
Okay. Well, anything you need from me? This is my first day, so I don't know what I need to do, but
The guy in red is in the driver's seat. The guy in blue is in the passenger seat to the driver.
I see you haven't been given MDT access, and
not yet, no.
I don't know.
Taking off, North.
Were you given the dispatch systems guide?
112 secondary.
No, I haven't getting anything, I'll be honest now.
Okay.
That's wild.
All right, I want you to email me, and I'm gonna have you email me, and I'm gonna send you everything.
Oh, are you? Oh.
Right, northbound, lower, 22 upper power.
Fucking wild, you didn't get
Something out of their
anything.
car, continuing
It was a
northbound
very
power.
short conversation this morning with Barrett. After I was under the impression that I wasn't getting hired, to be straight with you, and that got. And then it got, and then I was hired this morning. It wasn't, Wasn't a very
Sorry,
typical
Rick, if we go
process, I'll
north,
tell you
I
that
don't know
much.
what he's up to.
Great.
No, courthouse,
Have you
continuing westbound.
been able to figure your way through the dispatch system?
Yeah,
Let me know.
yeah, it's
They're gonna take the
pretty
lead.
good. Pretty mostly. The only thing I didn't realize until pretty
Stop them.
late on was the button that makes you go 10-7, 10-8 on a unit. That's about it.
Kind of got him sort of boxed.
Are you on the freeway or between?
The Puerto on ramp to travel south.
I'm not sure. Let me know.
Here we come. Southbound La Porta Freeway.
I did ask because Alice was around earlier, and I thought the SOPs were on like
1050.
a report or something. So I tried to get those shared with me because I thought I saw there was like a what's the thing shared report section. So I thought she might just be able to give it to me and we do a roundabout way. But
San Andreas.
no, that wasn't a.
No, the SOPs with dispatch is in the external
Andreas.
document.
Oh, it's an external thing. Okay.
Information for pet
Yeah.
smart individual is
For some
crazy.
reason.
Taking the jump to lower.
All right,
Northbound
I've
Elgin.
emailed you everything.
Left westbound.
Dispatch tool
your old
requires some
servers
extra
building.
setup, which I'm thankfully here to help you with. But
Right northbound.
I've
lower
included a guy to
power.
set that up. Just tell me when you've
145 will clear
done
that
the
bit,
dispatch
spike
tool
off roads.
connection.
Hey, firm.
What's a
And
dispatch
I
tool?
will.
Northbound Del Perro Freeway eastbound.
So you know that 3-in-1 I did it that shows current radio channels, channel 1, 1090 Alpha Laundromat.
Over.
There's an entire tool that I
Yeah.
developed for the department 5 years ago
Okay.
that formats all that stuff. And
Okay.
that tool is available for use. It's networked as well. So if you want to enable networking, you got to connect it, and then I got to manually verify you.
East Del Perro,
It also gives
right.
us a
We'll be
I
getting
guess
off at San Andreas
template
exit.
for reports and
It's a
everything
report
like
writer.
that.
Right
It
westbound San
has
Andreas.
a lot of other things as well, actually.
Okay. It's pretty cool.
To
Oh,
the
bubble
wall.
the size of Africa.
Uh-oh.
Continuing westbound San Andreas.
Is that who you need to
Hello.
talk to?
No idea.
Good day, good day.
Hi, what can I help you with?
I just need, I have a
You should
claim
be that
to
way.
report. If there's an officer.
Let me have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. I don't want to leak anything. And you'll never be alone again. Oh, they can't be shown on stream. Roger that. Shift 3 ends at 10 a.m. Eastern. What time's that? 3 p.m. Yeah, that makes sense. No, is that right? Yeah, 3 p.m. You know, it's always crazy to me that shift 3 ends at fucking 3 p.m. PD application? No. This is a dispatch. What's it called? Dispatch system guide. It's just a guide on the system, I guess. I know how to do that. I know how to do that. Okay, channel 10 is Crusade Medical, apparently. That's good to know. Know all of that. Know all of that. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking people's applications for PD. There's a roster. Hiring process. Oh god. Hiring process for reception and dispatch. And it's different for each shift. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do I need to do this right now? I don't know whether I need to do the 311 stuff right now. Yeah, Crusade Medical. Yeah, what was it? What was the guy's name? I can't remember what his character's name was.
Going up to the moon or something, and then if he didn't reach the moon, he was going to be a shining star of some sort, and then he started freaking out a wee bit more, and then he just kept rambling on, and then he said, "I think I've lost the plot."
What is up?
No, I think I went through. I think I'm good with everything in there. Whatever the hell the thing is, the guide. I think I've picked up on anything. The only, I'll be honest, most of the stuff is like there's some. Have you found a roundabout way? I can't use my radio when my GPS is open. Do you know how to?
Yeah, that is a thing you cannot do right now, and I have alerted people. It's just wait until it's fixed kind of thing.
Okay. All right, makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It is really annoying.
Okay. Other than that, I think everything's fine. Nothing's too crazy different from back in the day, you know.
No,
So
not really.
it's nice and clean though. It's nice and clean. There is a bit of a strange thing that me and me husband noticed, that sometimes if a call, but it seems to be dependent on where the person who's reading the call is. Like, for example, if we were getting calls up in Sandy Shores, but they were showing up on dispatch from like the local dispatch, were given the CAD alert as Mount Han Drive.
Yeah,
But
that is
it was all the
something
way up
I
in
don't know
Sandy.
why it's happening. You'll see it a lot with the 1099s, the 1099 alphas, the vehicle trackers.
Mm-hmm.
They will say, like, it pops off in Paleto a lot, but it will say Mount Han Road.
It's
And
really weird.
it is really weird. It is different for everybody too. So
Yeah.
if I ask an officer who's across the city, if I ask Cornwood, hey, where did that call come in from? He'll say a completely different location from what I see. But it is consistent in location. So if it says, if I'm here, it's going to say Mount Han Road if it's in 1099 in Paleto. It's really odd. I don't know why it's happening. I haven't alerted anybody to it because I can't figure out a reason why it's happening.
Yeah, because it was like, then it was like he was seeing a call different when he was in Sandy. Like he was seeing a San Andreas call as Mount Han when I was seeing it as San Andreas. So it seems to be based on the location of whoever's reading or receiving the CAD call, which is really strange. And I don't really know. I don't really understand it. So
I don't
yeah.
either. It's something I need to bring up to. Honestly, I need to get into direct contact with the technician, but I have to do a roundabout way to contact him.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and have a chat to the. I'm gonna try and stick around today, I think, because I want to chat to the chief properly about what he kind of wants. You know, from me and from dispatch and everything, and just to see what he wants from us, and because
I'll say right now, there is no structure. There hasn't been. There's not really a direction.
Yeah.
For the past few months, dispatch has been operating kind of as 3 separate departments, each by every single captain. Which is why you took so long to get hired, is because I was waiting on the shift 3 captain, Captain Turner, to actually fucking interview you. Like, since I got hired, you were on the sheet. You were trying to. They were trying to get you hired. Then Leah left, and Hayes left, and then it was just me.
That's pretty much what I've been hearing. You know, even just a couple of days ago, just speaking to a couple of dispatchers and receptionists and even cops, and being like, you know, what do you think dispatch needs? And most of it was just like, no, they just need a department. You know, they need like some unity, some consistency. Yeah. But listen, Barrick's.
I've been doing my best, but I can only do so
Listen,
much to shift 2.
exactly. There's only so much you can do without support at the end of the day. But I can assure you that the new chief, is absolutely on our side, and he's going to give us all the resources we need. So I will.
100%.
Hopefully, you'll be around in a few hours, and we can have a chat to him. And well, I don't know whether you're staying around. I don't know what your plans are, but I'm definitely going to probably have a chat to him. Because I got some ideas about how to make this little dispatch department work, and especially if they don't want it to be a stepping stone into PD anymore. I think we really need to make some
That's
big changes. Really,
regarding the stepping stone thing. I dislike that. I know a lot of people use dispatch as a stepping stone, but if we're not going to allow people who are using it as a stepping stone, we're not going to have a department. And I'm just going to be straight up. A lot of the best dispatchers want to go to PD, and if we don't have them at least for a little bit, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get this department off the ground.
I think the question has to be asked: why do people not want to be dispatchers?
Yeah, it is. That is a question.
What's the answer?
I mean, I'll be honest, it's not fun.
Exactly.
At least it hasn't been for the past, I don't know, month and a half that I've been hired.
People want to be police officers, they want to be, because they want to save people, they want to do good. But at the end of the day, a lot of the time, just because it's a fun thing to do. But dispatch isn't, like you said, it's not fun. Unless you're like me, who's a crackhead and a freak, and actually enjoys sitting in a room with 4 blank walls and speaking on the radio. Because I do enjoy that, but I recognize that this job is not enjoyable for 99% of people. So we got to make some changes. We got to make the job. I think it's going to be beneficial for us to stick with the captain's vision of not being a stepping stone, have it be its own department, because then they're basically forced to give us assistance to make the job enjoyable. And
yeah,
I do have some ideas both in the technical aspect and I guess more of the what's the word? More of the day-to-day community aspect of like dispatch, which I think would come with numbers anyway.
Yeah.
I just think, I understand the sentiment of wanting more numbers coming from having dispatch as a stepping stone, but it always leads to, it's just going to leave dispatch as a department that's treated as lesser. It's always going to be a department that people don't want to join on its own. It's never going to be its own thing, and it's never going to get the love that it should get. And I think we should just make this, a desirable position. And that might be difficult.
So,
might be.
Right now, we only have one person who's currently hired to dispatch who has a PD application in. That's going to be Ellie Knight for shift 2.
Okay.
And she hadn't heard back about her interview in a month or so. She doesn't really care. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the captain. I don't know where Captain Toner is. I'll be honest. When I had my interview, he said, "I'll give you an answer in 48 hours," and that was 10 days ago. Well, no, 9 days ago. No, well, it's probably been a week at least.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where he is. I don't think he's been seen much. Obviously, Captain Ruth. I think she's quit. I don't know who the interim captain.
Yeah,
I heard about there's an interim captain, but I don't know who it.
Captain. Let me find the announcement for it. Aldo Jackson is the interim captain for, I believe, shift 1. Ruth resigned. I know you don't have MDT access, but hopefully you can get that resolved soon.
Yeah, I think realistically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let's work with the chief of police and maybe Slacks because he seems to be pretty. What has he like? Let you hire people? What's that been like?
So Slacks is really lax when it comes to that stuff.
Slacks is lax.
Like with Ellie, he allowed me to do the interview and then he just did the background check.
Oh, okay.
But I interviewed 2 people. One of them was Genevieve, who is a EMS, who I wanted in shift to dispatch, but she was denied. I don't know why. I probably should reach out and ask, but she was denied, which is unfortunate. But yeah.
All right, I think we should just. I think we should talk to Barrick. We should get some direction from Barrick, and I will be putting. Listen, from personal experience, the hiring process for dispatch has been pretty. What's the word? Interesting,
slow.
Enjoyable. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. So I think we need to talk to Barrick about sorting that out, and maybe. I think I think at the end of the day, Barrett's going to want someone to lead the department. I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah.
I think we should then get a lead for each shift. Likely should be. It's going to be difficult because some shifts, like shift 1, I don't. Well, I mean, shift 2, there's you.
Shift 1, Nadia wants to take a step up and actually do some more managerial stuff there. Shift 2, I don't mind doing it if need be, or lead. I don't really care. Shift 3, I mean, are you shift 3? Because the only
I am shift 3. Shift 3
okay,
into
so
1.
you're shift 3. You only have a receptionist in your shift. You have no other dispatchers in your shift right now.
Exactly. So yeah, it doesn't really. Either way, basically, I think that should be the goal at the end. Have a dispatch lead / director. Then you have a lead in each shift that can, interview or hire on their own, and they can organize their own shift. Just a mini chain of command. We don't need anything crazy.
Yeah, that was the structure I had in mind.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to proposing it yet because, Barrick just got appointed as chief of police. There's a lot of changes going on. Hiring is on hold as far as I know. So I wanted to bring in Ezra for shift 3 as dispatcher. And then I wanted to bring in Tilly Winters in shift 2 as a receptionist so that Jordan has some company.
Cool.
And before I could even bring up the names, Barrick said, hold on to those names. It's basically on hold right now. So until dispatch hiring is open again, then yeah, but me and Nadia are still doing interviews.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
If you want, I can send you the spreadsheet we use to keep track of interviews.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great. I'll be honest. Like I said, I've got a lot of ideas, and I really want to get things moving with dispatch. But obviously, I haven't been here, so I'm just going to take today and probably tomorrow just to kind of get used to things, see how things are, settle in a little bit, and then we can go from there. And I want to see kind of, then we'll. I've got ideas, but I don't think they're going to be implementable very, very soon. Now that being said, everybody's got a dash cam in right now, which is fantastic. And
wait, really?
Yeah. It should be. Oh, you can't hear me anymore.
Oh, that's amazing. Now I can hear you. I didn't look at the dash cam yet. That's amazing. They usually don't do dash cams. Dash cams are also really annoying to use when you're dispatching.
Yeah, they are. You're not wrong because you can't do anything. It's very annoying.
Nope.
I got a bit of a list after today about things that probably need to be fixed a little bit. Like the seats are very bouncy. You can't really sit in them without standing up again. They're very bouncy. Hey, Zai, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I've already sent a list of things I want changed with the dash cams to Slacks. So hopefully that gets passed on, but I don't know. We'll see.
We need to. I'll be straight. I'll be straight. We need to establish a direct chain of command between like whoever's running dispatch and probably just the chief of police.
Yeah.
Because the captains, they're either very busy. No, let's just leave it at that. They're very busy people, and don't get me wrong, Beric's busy too, and I'm sure he's very busy. But that being said, I think having a more direct line that takes a step like a chink out of the chain would be more beneficial for changes to be implemented sooner rather than later, especially important
Well,
ones.
I mean, in general, there's a lot of changes going on right now because obviously Beric just got appointed chief of police.
Yeah.
So obviously before we were working on what we could work or working with what we could work with, which was talking to the shift captains for each shift and
right.
But now it's different. There's change, and right now we have. I don't know what the hiring process is. I don't really know. I have to work that out yet. So there's a lot of changes. We got a lot of things to work out.
Yeah. If I can talk to Beric and I can get my way, I'll try and make us as a. I'll try and get us some. What's the word? Like self-sustainability, so that we're not reliant on. Like, I don't want to be reliant on PD. Essentially, I don't want dispatch. Like, dispatch and PD should work in harmony rather than dispatch being like some kind of sagging leech that's hanging off the underside of the PD that nobody really looks at and cares about. It should be like it should be a symbiotic relationship, not some kind of something else. They should work together and not just fall, I think is the point I'm trying to get at. And if that needs to go for hiring too.
Hiring wise, as far as I was told, and this is obviously before Beric came into chief of police, but I was told because before Hayes quit, me and Hayes talked to Slacks about it, and we said we want to simplify this hiring process. It's way too complicated, right? It's a two-step process. We do an interview and then you do an interview, right? Because that's what you're waiting on your interview with Turner, right? We wanted to abolish that. And we talked to Slacks about it, and Slacks came back to me and said, no, we're keeping that. So, because they want to keep a secondary interview as a filter to filter out, bad people who won't fit in the department, which, like, I get, right? Or, background checks and whatnot, but
Right, but they like, to me, that sounds like they're trying to filter people to fit in PD. But like, is dispatch supposed to be PD or is it supposed to be its own thing? That's the clarification we need to get from Beric, I think.
As described by Captain Slacks, dispatch is a subsidiary of the Los Santos Police Department. We are under PD.
Listen, I am not listening. I'm never going to take orders from officers who don't know their left and rights. That's one of the things I'm going to get clarification on. In my chain of command, I'm not going to listen to officers who don't know how to give comms at the best of times. So that's got to be clarified to me, because otherwise it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I don't want to work for
Ben.
I want to work with. I don't want to work for.
Unfortunately, I don't see a world where dispatch is its own separate entity. It's always going to be under PD in some way, shape, or form. I mean, that's what it was way back when in the old dispatch department as well, 5 years ago. Or 5.5 years ago.
I mean,
it was under PD.
That developed from some bad eggs. I'll be like, that wasn't always the case. It was like when it was started, it was always supposed to be like a tool and an assistance and a joint operation. But when there was dispatch, you know, who came out and were like, I don't listen to you, and all this kind of stuff, then unfortunately,
Yeah, okay.
you know, that's when stuff like that happened. And then PD put their foot down and were like, no, you work for me now, and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think we just need we got a fresh start. We got a clean slate. So I think we need to trust Beric. He really does have our best interests. He really does. He really
I
wants
do.
dispatch to get up and running and work. And yeah, he's going to give us all the resources we need. That's what he said to me this morning.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So what ideas you got? What do you want to see for dispatch?
I just want to see a strong department. I'll be honest, I've got a text message. What is this?
She sounds down in the dumps. She does not sound like a happy chappy. She gotta get some energy.
We have a dispatch applicant in the lobby right now.
Oh,
Applying.
look
Interesting.
at that.
I'm keeping an eye on the application form now to see when it gets put in.
Listen,
But no, so my idea for dispatch is honestly just to continue building what we have and I don't know, make it a department that can stand on its own, that's, you know, strong in its own way. But like, I haven't written down my thoughts. I haven't written down what I want because I'm just used to getting shut down on a lot of stuff. That's what's been going on with the captains. So I've not written down what I want because sure, with Beric, it's a clean slate. We can probably ask for more.
Oh,
but
no.
I'm going to be honest. I'm afraid to ask for too much in fear that I get fired for asking for too much. Because regarding legislation-wise, where is it listed? What's the name of it?
Why would you be scared about getting fired?
Because Los Santos is an at-will employment state.
Right.
So the Los Santos labor law, Los Santos hereby adopts the standard of at-will employment, defined better unless privately contracted to otherwise, employees may be terminated or quit for any reason. The only exception to the stated policy is that an employee may not be fired for attempting to organize, run, or join a labor union. And this is enacted unanimously by the City Council and Justice Crane.
I mean, just because you ask for things, that doesn't mean they're going to fire you.
I've been very hesitant on asking for too much because I don't want it to feel, or I don't want it to come, like, especially the captains, I don't want it to come off as like a power grab or anything of that sort. So I've just been showing a lot of restraint because I do love dispatch, right? I love doing this job. And obviously I've been thrown into a position right now where I have to kind of try to try to do managerial kind of stuff, I guess. But I'm still trying to show restraint because of the labor law. I don't think Slacks would fire me. I don't think they would fire me. Right, but it's still that fear is there. And they keep saying you don't have to, you can speak up, you can speak up. They say it at the meetings all the fucking time. But that, because of that labor law, I'm still showing restraint.
I mean, it's concerning. Don't get me wrong, and obviously, I'm very sorry to hear that you know that's a position you've been put in. Because it sounds bloody awful. It sounds like you're living in some kind of camp where the bloody guard, you're asking for too much food. Like, please, sir, can I have some more? And you better get beaten by the orphan guard. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's just, any ideas I have, I can kind of gauge whether they're going to get struck down, so I just don't ask.
To be honest, the ideas that I've got, my ideas are pretty big. So the way I want to do it is I'm gonna present it in a different fashion. Eventually, to probably both the chief and the mayor at the same time, and just do it like that. So, wait, have an open mind, Jalen. Take a deep breath, because these are things that might make your spine shiver, but also could be really cool. So, I want to make dispatch desirable. All right, let's me go.
Yeah.
Because if we're having a dispatch department on its own, we need numbers, which means we need people to want to do the job. At the end of the day, dispatch is great because you get to help people out, you get to listen to civilians, take 911 calls, and then you send police there. But at the end of the day, that's what it ends for you. You might hear back on the radio. It might be a police pursuit or something like that. But at the end of the day, you're hearing bits and bobs from the police on the radio. That's about it. You're very disconnected. You're locked in a room. That's it. But the dash cams are great because dash cams, they let you they let you stay involved. So let's say you send some people down to a bank robbery where there's a hostage. You get a 911 call that someone's been taken hostage. Send some coppers down there, and you can watch the coppers on the dash cams as they pull up. You can see the hostage taken and all this, and you can stay involved. You can keep comms on that. You can give information on the radio to units responding, all this kind of stuff. So dash cams is like the base example of what this idea is. And the idea is I want to move dispatch from being a person in a room like this on a radio to being Big Brother, to being Overwatch, to being the eye in the sky. To basically make dispatch a more fun, a more interactive role for dispatchers. So that comes with dash cams, obviously, first of all, which I think they have audio because I'm getting audio on the dash cams.
So the dash cam audio is intermittent when it comes to, voices and whatnot. It's very intermittent, and I don't. It's not consistent. Also, you're talking more of like a telling units where to go kind of thing, correct? Am I right on that?
No, not even that yet. I mean, that's part of the way I want to do things, sure. But that's more for only for priority calls. Like, let's say there's people's lives are at risk, and someone's instead of going to that call, they are messing around on a traffic stop. Then yeah, I'm probably going to tell someone to go somewhere. So, but that's very limited. You know what I mean? But this is more just like how to make dispatch an enjoyable experience, and I think these are the ways I want to do it. So dash cams is one of them. This is the one that might make your spine shiver. Body cams. So this would be dispatch only, not recorded, not usable in court. It would be a way for dispatch to view an officer's camera on their vest, which obviously would have audio too. Another way for dispatch to stay involved in the calls that they are dispatching officers to. It could really pull them in and keep them involved in the whole call that they take. So they take the 911 call and they stay involved right through the end, obviously until processing. CCTV. Security cams are obviously already, a wanted possibility.
They don't work, but...
Right. The idea is there. So whether it be at senior buns, the apartments, the laundromat, that kind of place where crime typically happens, but also I was thinking for example, see this up in the middle, traffic intersections around the city.
Oh yeah,
maybe the more budget we have, the more cameras we have access to around the city. But it's kind of dangerous, Jalen, because the more cameras we have, what about if these hackers get into our systems? It could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, but it could be a new call that people have to respond to. we might have to, you know, if we get locations for someone hacking into our dispatch system, we have to send cops down there and stuff like that. So another one I would want is giving dispatchers the ability. So right now, if a cop gets shot, or even if there's a bloody terrorist attack, most people don't find out about it unless it goes on like Twitter or something, or they don't find out till the news next day. But obviously, we as dispatch, we put bolos out and stuff like that. That's for the police. I think dispatch should have like an Amber Alert type system that sends a bolo out to every civilian's phone. Let's say I shoot a cop. A dispatcher could grab that description and make one of these Amber Alerts to everybody's phone saying, be on the lookout, man wearing white shirt, brown pants,
like sending an
ginger
email out
hair.
to everybody.
Pretty much, and say he's armed and dangerous.
Okay.
If you see him, call the police. And then we might get some 911 calls coming in and put a bit of pressure on that criminal, right? And I think that could be all these things could, like, you know, make dispatch a bit more interactive, a bit more, I don't know, enjoyable.
I think it'll be I like those ideas. Another thing we got to talk about is 911 operator.
Yeah.
Right now 911 operator does not work. You can turn 911 on, operator on, all that jazz, but it doesn't work. You can't.
That's got to be priority number one, right?
That is right. From what it's got to be priority number one. I was told by Slacks to have myself and Hayes, when Hayes still worked here, to write up how he wanted that to work.
Okay.
And then we'll send it off to the captains. I'm going to be quite honest. I just didn't get around to it because I got so much other shit I got to worry about. But that is something we have the opportunity there to define how we want that to work for everybody.
That's fantastic, yeah.
Slack's idea was that we would have a separate app on our phones for 911's calls and stuff like that.
That's like
I don't know about that, but that is an idea. We can make it help. We can literally write up a spec for however we want it, and then we can present that.
Don't mind that idea because I've had a similar idea in the past because it would allow some kind of queue system.
I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you, Dark.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you? I'll catch up with you in a bit.
I'm doing good.
I promise. I will.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. No problem. I'm just happy to see you.
Okay. It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, Jalen.
So yeah, like having like but listen, my preference is if we got a 911 operator on duty and you try and call 911, then like if you try and send a text to 911, it doesn't work. It says call 911 instead, right? That's my preference. Unless it's like an anonymous 911 that, you know, or a local's calling that thing in.
I'm going to be quite honest, and this just goes back to how it was in the old department. Majority of dispatchers did not like doing the 911 operator, myself included. I hate it. I don't like it, but I understand the need for it.
Why do you hate 911 calls?
It's just talking to people, right? You were talking to people. Information is hard, or location's hard to get sometimes because sometimes these people are freaking out. They don't know their location. If you do the 911, like a 911 text, we get the location with that immediately, right? I don't know. There's issues with it, and I understand the need for it. I understand the desire for it. Personally, I don't like it. I don't want it. But again, I understand the need for it. So we need to write up a spec.
Yeah.
I don't want to disable 911 texts because majority of people use that. I think.
Yeah, but the only reason they use that is because nobody answers 911 calls.
I know. I think that if we had actual 911 calls, right, we wouldn't need to necessarily disable 911 text. I think there's still a need for that. But I think that naturally with 911 operator, that 911 text kind of phase out.
No, I would agree with you there. Yeah. It's just, I think it's maybe, okay, yeah, maybe we can come to some kind of compromise and be like, you know, maybe let's not get rid of it, but maybe there's a prompt. Maybe once you try and do it, it's like, hey, there's a 911 operator on duty, call 911 instead. And then maybe if they try again, then they can do it, right? But it's just being like, hey, you could call and talk to a human right now instead of sending a text into the void. You know, I think that would be my personal preference. And then obviously having an app, you could have a queue system where if you try and call 911, it's like, there is an operator, but they're busy right now. As soon as they are off the phone, they will, you know, you will be next in line, right? Or something like that. Or if there's too many people in the queue, then you can have an option to text. I don't know. I haven't really given that 100% thought yet. I just know I don't really
you're just
care.
finding out about it now.
You're right. I just think there needs to be a system.
Hey.
Hey, Hailey.
Howdy.
Hey, I was just wondering if you guys had any footage of earlier when Denzel helicoptered out of my car.
I don't think either of us were watching at the time. We've been checking.
No,
Although I did
we're
see
talking
you.
about dispatch, unfortunately.
Research purposes. You know.
You were flipping during a pursuit. You were flipping off the camera. What was that about, Hailey?
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't for you guys. That was for Denzel.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine then. That's fine.
He said some shit.
Yeah.
And he could. I don't think he was paying attention. So technically, it was to myself. You know, because he was driving and looking forward, and I was just kind of like looking in the mirror at myself and flipping myself off. Just sometimes I just tell myself, you know, fuck you, Maxwell. Like, fuck you. Like, you got
My
this,
God.
you know?
No, don't talk to yourself like that, Maxwell. You're not that bad.
Yeah. I'm trying to do better. Okay, Dark?
Okay. Listen, I appreciate that, you know. I do.
Right.
You're doing great out there.
Oh, thank you guys. All right. You guys too. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to go feed this guy in the cage. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Maxwell. You ran over an EMS on a sidewalk the other day. Pretty bad.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm also not surprised because, yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I think basically I think there's a lot of work to do both, but I think I'm also very self-aware that those ideas are very much technical and might be very difficult to introduce. So our ideas to improve dispatch can't just be IT related. They have to be, like procedure and community and just general, basically things that are much easier to implement. We need to have much easier solutions to problems that don't require a lot of work for very intelligent people. That isn't me.
So, I mean, there's a reason why dispatch tool exists, right? I sent it to you, right? There's a reason I've made this is because there was a need for it, and there still is a need for it. Keeping track of channels, keeping track of, having a report writer, making it easier for dispatchers to do their job. In fact, I just noticed something as well earlier. I talked to Nadia about it, but probably going to get a 911 tracker as well, so you can keep track of outstanding 911s. I'm probably going to add that within the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
And make sure it's all networked up. But there's... Actually, that'll be the first time I'm doing a protocol version bump.
Oh gosh, she's smart.
But if we can do stuff without... Oh, okay, I'll say this. So dispatch tool will eventually be depreciated and replaced by solutions developed by the state.
Right. Yeah.
Slacks has talked to me about this before. Slacks has a lot of ideas in mind, such as being able to hit a button and talk on all frequencies at the same time.
It's a good idea.
There's a lot, HEC is going to come at some point. I don't know when. Slacks told me a month ago that HEC was in. And I was like, wait, where is it? And he's like, wait, never mind. So,
oh dear. Okay.
There's a lot coming, and our lives will improve just slowly but surely. Channel tracking, stuff like that. This will be replaced by, state developed solutions. So dispatch will eventually be replaced.
We kind of
And
have channel tracking, right? With the calls already, active calls.
kind of, but if it's a call coming from a 911, so if
Yeah, that's
again,
the
if you
problem
look at
right
the
now. Yeah.
here's the thing. When we talk to the captains and PD in general love it when we do the 3-in-1 of the current channels.
Yeah.
They absolutely love that. So that's something we're going to keep on doing for at least the time being. At least that's what me and Nadia and that's what the other dispatchers are going to keep on doing. Every dispatcher right now has access to dispatch tool, to the networked version at least. And yes,
Okay.
everybody's using it for those 3-in-1s. PD loves that. So
All right. Well, yeah. It's just to keep update. Yeah, not being able to make calls from 911s, and then just not being able to make calls like period that don't like a local doesn't call in.
Yeah.
Is pretty restrictive. Because obviously we used to be
It
able
is.
to just call a 911 in like ourselves, like an anonymous 911 or something like that, and
we'd do 911 CAD
mhm.
card or whatever, and then we'd pull it out and we'd set it right. You can't do
Exactly.
that right now.
No.
It's something that I believe has been requested if we're creating CAD cards. We might not need to do 911s in the future for that. Hopefully. I hope we don't because it'd be annoying. But yeah, that's something that I'm pretty sure the state is aware that we want.
Okay. All right, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what to do. What we need to do there. I think it's just having conversations with people like. Yeah, I think Beric's main contact, Slack seems like a busy guy. You know,
He is very busy.
He seems like a busy bloke. But so I think we gotta sort some kind of chain of development for dispatch out, and sooner rather than later.
We also need to write up SOPs at some point because there's not really any SOPs.
No, there's not. Yeah.
I started on SOPs, but I never finished them because I didn't know what the captains wanted.
Yeah, exactly. We need direction before we can do anything. Because for all we know, for all we know, the Beric's going to be like, I want you to tell cops to go to every call. And then that's going to change everything, you know what I mean? But obviously, I'll probably won't want to do that because it's gonna cause some problems. But we just need to get some direction before we can do things like that.
Slack's proposed like delaying CAD cards for PD, but having us see it instantly. I was like,
that's a good idea.
Absolutely not. I said no because if dispatch is like unavailable for whatever reason, that completely dampens PD's ability to do anything.
Yeah, it's just like but I guess if you can just like mark yourself 10-7, then all the CAD cards come back, and then you mark yourself 10-8, and all they'll disappear.
I mean, my main concern is what if dispatch gets downed or attacked or something, or we starve and we can't mark ourselves 10-7 or 10-8. Then PD is hampered. They are unable to operate at full capacity because we have suffered, a medical issue, let's say, right?
I mean, sure, but then can't somebody else mark dispatch 10-7?
I mean, maybe. I don't like the idea of delaying or stopping PD from saying something. I think an ideal world, like, I'll be honest, PD has warmed up to dispatch a lot in the past month and a half. Like when I got hired, like the second week, I was having a lot of people talking over dispatch or not acknowledging that dispatch was on duty, but PD had, like, the captains did a really good job in drilling it in people's heads. Listen to fucking dispatch or get dapped. And
That's
people listen to
good.
dispatch.
Yeah.
So I don't see PD having, like, I don't see there being an issue with that right now. Obviously there's going to be big active calls so people are going to get excited and shout out on our radio en route.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, if the right person is on duty and hear that, they're probably going to get talked to. But otherwise, it's not a huge issue. I don't see an issue with it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just
Another thing to
go
keep
on.
in mind is officers going on duty or off duty and then still requesting a 52 when they are not on duty. That happened.
I was just like
It was Cornwood.
asking for medical.
They're asking
Yeah.
for, you know, because the 52 and a 47 is a different call, right?
Right. Yeah.
Only on duty government employees can call a 52, and Cornwood was off duty. He was suspended, and he called for a 52. And I called him. I chewed him out for it because that's not something he should be doing.
Yeah. It's like I hope it's not a common thing. It's probably just a Cornwood
No,
thing.
I don't think it is. I think it's just people who haven't been properly trained thing.
Yeah, probably. Sounds about right.
It's a training issue, which, you know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of work to be done, but it's, you know, I think it's exciting stuff. I mean, you might, yeah, I understand if you're not excited because you've been getting shut down for a while. So
I've just, I'll be honest, for a good 3 weeks, I was fucking miserable, and I still I'm slightly miserable, but I'm trying to keep my head up and trying to enjoy what I can enjoy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, since Barrick got appointed, I feel morale has been a little bit higher, and I'm feeling a lot better about the future of the department. Because before, under the 3 captains, I could not see a future or a light at the end of the tunnel, but I can kind of see a little bit of light now. So
that's good, yeah. That's good news, yeah. 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 Okay. Well, so your shift, Toby. What time you normally start your shift?
Normally it would be right at the start of shift 2, but I'm awake super early today.
Okay. Well, not a shift 2. I don't even know what time it is. I'll be honest.
It is shift 1.
No,
That's the time it is.
What time does shift 2 start?
Oh, it's in the dispatch systems guide.
Okay, close it.
On page 2.
6 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, 6 p.m. EST. Okay, it's pretty past my bedtime, but hopefully sometime we'll be able to run each other soon this week. And obviously, you know, given everything going on, we don't want to drag our feet, especially with you know, if Beric wants to get things moving. So I'll definitely make myself available if need be, and I can come around, given I'm the only shift 3 dispatcher. So okay, yeah.
Hopefully we can get Ezra Zara hired for shift 3 soon. He's my only other hire that I want to bring on for shift 3. I've interviewed him, and it just has to go through
He was a dispatcher before,
now.
right?
Yes, he was the dom for shift 3 in the old department.
Okay. It was a long time ago, so I can't remember very well, but
yeah,
it rings a bell.
And apparently I was in the old department about to be promoted to a senior dispatcher, but it never happened, and I never heard about it officially. I only heard about it from my ex-girlfriend, so I don't know.
Oh, I think that was a long time ago now. No, we'll see.
Yeah, it is a long time ago. That is... Yeah. Are
you staying around to do dispatch radio stuff? What's your plan? Oh, there's a...
right now, I'll stick around and do whatever I need right now. I don't have anything going on, so...
Okay.
Probably gonna go through more names and figure out who I want to interview, because there's a lot of names.
You guys should try to up their profile pics if you can.
I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna dust the rust off and continue doing a bit more dispatching. And you know, if you need anything, just let me know. I'll be around.
Of course.
I'll be around for a while. I think I'm gonna be
How
back.
much is a while?
I'll be around at least until probably the meeting, and after the meeting, so probably like 3
Alright.
more hours, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll actually